To tell you the truth, I used to love going to church back in the day, but these days I'm not really all for it. Again, back in the early days of my childhood, I went to church mostly because all my other friends were going, and I really wanted to change my life for the better. Let's just say, to clarify, to sum it up, I wasn't mentally prepared to go to church yet. Now, again, I love going to church. There were lots of new friends I made there, lots of activities I've done, such as like going to Soar Club and camping. And in general, I experienced a lot of new things that I am blessed for. But with that being said, I have experienced too many things that I think that I wasn't mentally prepared for, as I said earlier. Now, the experience I'm talking about in particular is the worshiping part of church, which is the main course, the best part of church. I'm telling you, when I say I ate up every word that the pastor said during the preaching session, I am telling you I ate everything up. I always thought everything that the pastor was saying to me was complete facts just because the sources came from the Bible. These days, however, I don't think it's the case. You can still quote things in the Bible and still spread misinformation to people. And that's what I think happened to me as a child. Once I became too comfortable going to church, I slowly started to become uncomfortable as I started realizing that I was being judged there every single time I went. It's quite obvious that I wasn't being targeted at church, but that's what I felt. That's how I felt, you know what I'm saying? There were many examples, but this one impacted me the most as I have long hair, dreadlocks to be specific. One time during a preaching session, the pastor said that as a man, we shouldn't have long hair because it is a sin and it resembles an illusion to almost looking like a devil. As with a woman, they shouldn't have short hair as it is also a sin. When I was being told that, I am not kidding, I saw all of my friends looking at me, and right there and then, I felt guilt, all because I had long hair as a young man. I was actually thinking about cutting my hair at the time because of that day. I no longer want to be a sinner, as they call it. I spoke to my grandmother about it, and she had a different point of view on the matter. Now, my grandmother is a Jehovah Witness, and they worship God in a different way than from a regular Calvary Baptist church that I went to. She told me those with long hair or short hair are beautiful regardless of what gender you are. She then asked that males with long hair and females with short hair go to the church that she went to all the time. And then she told me that God loves everybody no matter what you look like. She then concludes that the pastor was very ignorant and shouldn't have tackled a topic like that at his church. Once I told the pastor that, he immediately disregarded what I said to him as he says that the Jehovah Witnesses are known to spread false information. Now, as a child, I didn't know who or what to believe in. I didn't know what was the proper way to worship God, what music genre I should be listening to, or basically in general, how to act as a human being. This affected me so much that I turned away from church entirely and went straight to the internet, which was a terrible route for me to choose as a child. People say it's best to do your own research, and that may be true to a certain extent, but if you're not as careful as I was as a child, it can really affect you mentally. Now, I'm not sure how I found out about it, but I started looking to what they call the Illuminati. Listening to what it was cursed me entirely and made me anxious around people and things around me. It also made me completely hate the entertainment industry as a whole, such as TVs, movies, music, and such like that. It affected my mental health and made me go completely insane. I'm telling you, I wasn't the same for about a few years. To clarify, I guess you can say I was too woke at a very young age. These days, however, are not the same as I've changed since then. I no longer believe in Illuminati as I think it's nothing but a distraction to brainwash you on what's really going on in the world. And as far as my religion goes, I still believe in God. However, I believe what I want to hear and don't care what others think about me. As my grandmother said, I truly believe that God loves everybody no matter what you are. I truly believe that at the end of the day, God still fully accepts who you are as a human being. And that's something that I will always stand for.